We've received emails from our chiefs and councils with respect to why is it that our economic development sectors are not functioning and they're not working as properly as it should be. In other words, are not advancing at the appropriate levels. We've been into a lot of our communities and we've seen a lot of economic development occurring, and we've also seen a lot of defunct businesses that have been there with respect to ban-run operations and developments. So we've realized that, as we're looking at it, we've done some analysis on those operations, and we're looking at what these chiefs are really saying is that they really don't have that capacity at the community level to be able to build an economic environment or an economic engine that's going to be able to succeed. And that's not really the case. When it comes down to it, the vast majority of the times, and as we're talking to some of those chiefs and councils where those operations have gone bankrupt and that, they tell us that originally they had a non-Aboriginal person running it and it was working fine, and then they started to maneuver their people into play, and then they got rid of that non-Aboriginal individual, and after some time the operations ceased to exist. So as we're looking at this and we're doing that analysis, we're beginning to understand that a lot of this has to do with the governance, as far as how does our communities actually look at the mentoring operations within those environments. And the key things that you have to look at with any organization, any business, is you need to have adequate management in place, senior management that are running the show. You need to have good financial management in place, i.e. your financial officers and everything else that are required within that environment. And you need to have good marketing skills. So you need a good marketing network. These organizations jump from point A to point B real quick, and they never looked at how they're going to develop their capacity within the community and be able to take that whole role on. So they believe that one individual has that skill set, and I can tell you, it's probably one in 99 people who may have that skill set to be able to run an operations all by themselves. It has to be a team approach. You need to have those other individuals in play. And the bottom line is what happens if that individual who's your senior manager winds up getting sick, leaves, something happens to him, whatever. Who fills in? So when you're looking at organizational development, you got to make sure that you've got all your bases covered, and that capacity development is the key thing. Make sure that you've got more than one person ready to fill in when it's required. And that'll help you as an organization to really develop a good solid team. And more importantly, you also have to look at your governance structure. You have to look at how your chief and council or your economic development board are functioning. Do they actually have the appropriate information that's readily and available? Do they actually know what their human resource plan looks like? Do they actually know what marketplace they're actually focusing on? So there's a lot of development, capacity development that needs to occur. That's why most of these organizations fail. It's got nothing to do with whether or not we have the intelligence or the capabilities at a community level, because we do. We just have to build that capacity. And sometimes that means keeping that management team in track, that the people that were there before to come in and do that mentoring. If not, find other people to do the mentoring. So that's why we're here as an organization, as a company, is to be able to give you a hand up, not a handout. Thank you.